intimacy does not necessarily have to mean sex. So are there any other ways that you guys can be intimate?
I mean, you made that you said that as a statement. You didn't ask fellas, do y'all?
Am I wrong in saying that?
Okay.
Intimacy and sex are synonymous?
I kind of understand where you're coming from because sometimes we'll just sit down on the couch and just engage in conversation. And, we're just talking about things that we wouldn't even think we would be talking about.
Yeah. So you're talking about, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like sometimes
intimacy.
she wants to make out and I'm like, okay, we get hot and bothered.
Oh,
I can't just make out hot and
I see what you're saying. No, you're not. No,
I can't do that.
You're not gonna do that and be like,
we've done that.
yeah, no, you're not gonna do that and then be like, oh, I'm going to the store.
We be sitting on the couch and watching TV. She be rubbing on me and kissing on me, and then I'm ready to go, and she was like. And I'm like, where you going? She's like, I don't want to be penetrated sometimes. Why are you touching that then? He's up now.
You hear my wife just say,
but my heart was in the right place. My intentions were good. It was to do that, but
no.
I got tried. The ladies got it.
I tell her all the time, don't start nothing if you ain't trying to have the situations. All I'm saying.
Listen.
Because when I come chasing you around the house, don't be mad.
Exactly.
It's not just me, because she sometimes makes me feel like I'm crazy. And I try to tell her the way that a man's body works. When that thing starts to get to that point, you can't just put it away. Just being honest.
But I'm also saying that sometimes I want to just like lay on the couch and then we can hug and we can kiss and we can canoodle and cuddle, and it doesn't necessarily have to end in intercourse.
Well,
you canoodle with me.
Here's the thing. If you don't want to end the intercourse, there's no canoodling. We just have to sit here.
Don't touch the canoodle. Don't touch the canoodle.
And then you tell me I'm not affectionate if I just sit next to you then.
No, I'm not saying that you're not affectionate, but you can like hug me and hold me. But when you start caressing and you feel the canoodle turn into a eggplant, don't go to bed, bro. Like, what are you doing? And it becomes an argument in our house.
No.
It becomes an argument.
I mean,
in our
well,
house.
then if that's the case, then it can be reciprocated, which happens, and then the foreplay kicks in, and then we go from there. You know what struggles for us? How to get sex started, because we've been together so long. And then she went through what you went through, where we have a 10-month-old, so her body is not back 100% to where she wants it. So I'm like, yo, put on that cheerleader outfit. And she's like, I don't want to put that on. That joint don't fit.
Right. Exactly. So, but for me, it's like, I don't want to lay in the bed like this. And then she leans over and goes, we can have sex now. Like that to me is not. But that's how we get.
Yeah.
You know, when you get married, after a while, sometimes it seems like women get to the point where it's like, okay, I know I got to take care of my man. I'm exhausted, and we get that.
Yeah,
and then,
I be honest, that happens a lot.
And I've seen you, just like he said about his wife, you try to do the right thing and take care of me, but if it's not genuine, now I feel like, damn, I don't want to force my wife to do it if she don't want to do it. Yeah. But then I still wake up in the morning with the Woody, and I'm like, now I got to go out here in the world.
There was a time recently, and I was like, like, it's about to go down, and my wife was like, oh yeah, I'm with it. I am with it. But it just didn't seem like she was with it. I'm like, you know what? I'm good.
She got mad at me when I did that.
And she was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with you?
Oh my God,
that is the number one scenario.
It matters to us. We want to be wanted. We want to
sympathy
be
booty.
I don't want sympathy booty. I don't want sympathy booty.
So there's a such thing as sympathy booty?
Okay, babe. Yeah, there is.
Yes.
It's a fact.
Oh, God.
It's out there.
Men don't want it. Men don't want sympathy booty.
No, that's the worst.
I don't want to be a charity case, even though I'm yours.
See, it comes to the mentality of men and women, like how differently we are. Mm-hmm. Like I realized that attractive women have probably been getting chased and hollered by men, over anxious men their whole life. After a while, that gets to be a lot. Like women don't want to be chased. Men, we're like late bloomers. A lot of us probably like you don't start
bloomers?
Yo, well, I was not getting.
He was trying to get the bun since we were like 18. What do you mean late bloomers?
Yeah, but okay, I'll give you an example. A young girl is she's attractive, right? At 14, she got 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old men hitting on her, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
When you 14, 15-year-old, all them girls that's your age is looking at the older dude. So you playing chase, you don't get an opportunity. It's not till you get your money.
develop faster too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
Y'all be looking geeky for a while.
Did you see my high school picture? Did you see my college
We gotta
picture?
pull that one up for y'all.
I was out there looking crazy. I don't even know how people talk to me.
I don't know what she saw either. I was mad skinny.
Let's just say I saw the potential in you.
And that's why I think
Feature.
she shot her shot with me. I chased her all summer. Then we met up together my freshman year of college. And we weren't intimate immediately, but we were like, all over each other. Then about 6 weeks, we got intimate. And after that, it was like nonstop, all the time. And then just being around each other all the time, it was just kind of like, all right, let's try something else. And that we were talking about men and how we mature later. It's so difficult for a man to see the light when it comes to monogamy. Because it's like you spend your whole life thinking about how many women you're going to sleep with. Yeah. Then you accidentally fall into the woman of your dreams and you're like, I do not want to mess this up.
Yeah.
But you also think like there's no value in me being monogamous right now. As a man, as a young man, when you're not married, you're just thinking like I should just try my options. But then you have a woman that you love and you're trying to be monogamous and you're not getting sex as often as you want. It's just like, it's frustrating. And it took me time as a husband to realize that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got married at 27, we've been together since 18. I didn't date a lot of women, I was with her. But I was just like, if sex is important to me, how come it's not important to you? It would be important to you if I was having sex with somebody else. And then she was just like, yeah, it would be, but, and I just didn't get it. Like, I really just
don't know how to answer that one. I mean, I'll be interested to know, do our gentlemen have any advice for him? What would y'all do in his shoes?
Oh man, I went through the same thing, especially like, with the upbringing, you hear from your father, uncles, all the older guys, certain ways to treat women. Oh, you gotta, just plant the seed and be with as many women as possible. But then you hear from the women, oh, you have to treat the women right. Or there's no, it's like a double standard. So it's like, what do I really do? But obviously, naturally, we're gonna listen to the guys because we're gonna be men growing up. And so it's tough trying to navigate that. But like you said, the person that you are going to be with could be right in front of your faces. I almost messed it up a few times.
And something else was like I told my wife, I was like, I love you and I want to treat you a certain way.
Right.
I don't want to treat you like I treated these other women. You'll do certain things with other women because you ain't never gonna see them again. So you'll just smash.
And you not care.
And just be like, whatever. Like I ain't never see you again, but I gotta see this woman every day for the rest of my life. And I don't wanna wake up and have her look at me like, ugh,
I told her that. I'm like, certain things I can't do to my wife.
And then meanwhile, I'm trying to bust wide open and be you. Let me be what you want me to be.
See, that's what my wife says. My wife says that, and it's like, I'm telling her, I be like, sometimes, I gotta hold back because I don't want you to be like, you know what? I don't think this is gonna work. You a little too wild.
My man, don't go like that.
She's a great type of thing.
What's my name? What is it?
I mean, he is anymore. But the cool thing about it though was when my wife was like, maybe there are things that we need to talk about, or there are things, and like my wife just told she told me one day, she was like, if I wasn't into certain things, I wouldn't be with you. With my wife, it was just certain things that I was like, man, is that gonna be too freaky? Like, is she gonna look at me like, what's wrong with you?
Well, that's because y'all were together for 5 months.
For 5 months.
Yeah. We're 3 years in now. I'm like,
Yeah.
So,
I'm a skeezer now.
But yeah, so, like
be busting it wild.
Like my wife was saying, like, I remember like the first time she really like said some stuff, and I was like, like what?
Where did this come from?
How do y'all feel about that? Is there anything you feel like I just won't do for my husband?
I'll do it. But I feel like before marriage, I did more than what I do now.
Why?
I don't know. It's just maybe because
that is the question that we want to know.
It's funny because I like if we go like 2 or 3 days without having sex, I'm like Monday, Tuesday. Oh, we gotta have. In my mind, I'm like, oh, it's time to bust it open because we can't just sit here and not have sex for like 3 days. Next thing you know, your menstrual cycle come around.
This is the issue that
men
and women have when it comes to marriage is sex. Like, women, it's your body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, it's easy for us to just, get hard and do whatever. for a woman, it's a lot more difficult to open up and receive and be comfortable, especially, you know, we're bigger physical, you know, specimens. So I understand that. But it's just hard for us to find out the balance.
But sometimes we don't feel sexy. And like there's times that I told him, I'm like, I don't feel sexy. He's like, but you look sexy right now.
That's
I'm
me,
like,
bro.
No.
Yeah.
I was like, but I don't feel it. All of a sudden, I'm this dusty white beard.
And I'm not even saying it just to get the dick out. Like, I really mean it.
No, you good. You good.
I'm on the floor. He like, ooh, yeah.
I ain't gonna front. My wife walked by me in a white beater and some panties. I'm like, hey.
I do the same thing. I'm
like, all into a game or something and be like, hey. She's like, what? I'm like, my favorite outfit. She's like, I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh my God. She'll be the same
I
thing.
did that on purpose, girl.
Just gotta pee. Oh my, you guys have been so great. I feel like we could talk about this for like
Forever.
I do feel
hour.
like we scratched the surface.
We
on
did
what
literally just scratch the surface. We may have to do like a part 2, an intimacy part 2, and bring it
Right.
back and talk
Let's
about
do
some
it.
more stuff. But at least I feel like one thing we can all take away from here right now is that we're not crazy in the way we feel, because you guys found a lot of parallels here, and you know, so
trying to speak about it openly and learn.
Yeah,
That's the most
that's what we
important
do.
part.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
Speak about it.
Especially if it's
Being
somebody that you're
honest.
comfortable with, because you can
Right.
actually open up and be a little bit more vulnerable and speak
Absolutely,
about how you feel and
absolutely.
things you want.
Yeah.
And like I said, our thing was we just wanted, you know, other couples to know that you're not the only ones going through that.
Yeah.
You know, you're not.
but we're willing to work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we're willing
yeah.
to work. Thank you all so much for joining us. It was
Thank you for
great.
having us.
Oh, we giving hugs over here. We did hugs last time too.
Oh,
This might become a thing on Couch Conversations.
You're right though.
I'm still
So
in
we should
G.
totally do a breakdown again. What do you think? Let's break down. This time on Bust It Wide Open. Ready?
Bust it wide open.
Bust It Wide Open on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bust it wide open.